I don't think Facebook fan pages are right for every type of business. I do think Twitter is. Because Twitter, you're on there and you're talking about you. And then if you're talking about your business as well, you're just accenting it. But on Facebook fan page, if you are selling the most boring widget ever and you have 10 fans, I don't know. I think there might be a better usage of your time. But if you're on Twitter and you're already talking about, you know, let's say that you're a big spring training fanatic and you're going out and seeing the Giants play, then you're going to go watch the Diamondbacks, and then somebody's like, hey, I really like you. Do you want to go to that game together or meet up there, a tweet up, which is meeting people in real life off of Twitter? And then you start talking, well, what kind of business do you have? Oh, I'm a massage therapist. Oh, I'm a photographer. Hey, do you ever do wedding business? Do you ever massage brides on the day of? I do. Would you want to refer me if they ever need a photographer? So then you're using something you met on Twitter in a completely unobscure way. You're not asking people to go out and be a hard sell. The one big thing on Twitter that is the biggest turnoff are people that are hard selling. So if you have like somebody that's a credit card processor and all they do is say, I can give you the lowest rates ever. Call me right now. Are you going to call them? Probably. Well, I do have a referral. But let's say that same credit card processor talks about how him and his wife play soccer 3 days a week, and you're a big soccer fan. Would you call him instead? You probably would, because you have that already connection of soccer. And those are the things that you'll find on Twitter is people that are like-minded and think like you or run in the same circles that you do. LinkedIn is where you want to have a professional presence. You do not want to talk about who your hot date was last night or that you had an anniversary and you took your wife to a sanctuary. You want to talk about what your business is and what you can do for others. The biggest thing with LinkedIn are their forums. Go on there and be an expert. So if somebody asks you a question, let's say that you're in photography, and someone asks, hey, what's the correct lighting? I want to take a shot of the mountains with that really cute flowers that are all blooming right now, you know, those little blue ones. What should I do? You want to go on there and you want to answer them. And you want to say, hey, if you have any other questions, why don't you contact me offline, and I'd be happy to give that to you. You've now sent that out to all the people in LinkedIn. You've promoted yourself as an expert. You've made it personal, and then they want to contact you. So you just giving that one little piece of advice could come back to give you the business that you desire. Foursquare. It's one of my new favorite tools. Foursquare is a location-based service. It's called an LBS, and you actually check in when you go places. So tonight, when I came here, I checked in and said, hey, I'm about ready to give my presentation. And what establishments do is that they give, it's called being a mayor, is the person who's checked in the most amount of times over the last 60 days. So if you check in, my favorite is I go to Next Coffee all the time, which is over in Glendale, and you get 20% off being the mayor. And actually when I walk in, they're like, Maya! And I'm like, oh, it's me. And so, I know. But and then when you accrue so many different mayorships, after 10, you become a super mayor. And I'm like, I'm trying to become a super mayor. And then you get badges. So if you go out on election day and you vote for whoever, you get a badge for that. On Super Bowl Sunday, you got a badge for whichever team that you were rooting for. And so it's kind of like a game. So if you have a brick and mortar store, you want to go onto Foursquare.com, spelled out, and claim your business. You can then post mayor specials. You can also do ones that say like every third or fifth check-in you get 10% off, or whatever it is you want to do. Because what happens when somebody checks into your establishment, they then send it out to Twitter and to Facebook saying that they're there. It's kind of like it was on the map before Facebook Places came out. So if you were to do that with me, I have about 2,000 people, Twitter and Facebook. So if I check in at Next Coffee, 2,000 people know that I'm there. That's free advertising. So does it really mount that they're going to give me $2 off my coffee? I mean, did they make up that $2? But let's say Joseph Ranseth, he checks in and he's got like, what, 17,000 people following him. Was that $2 worth it? It is. It's a very small investment in your marketing campaign to get people to check into your place. That's Foursquare.